Here is one of the more notorious trials that I found online when I was on a campaign to find all this evidence that vaccination can save lives. This appears to be Vaxopedia.org. This website, it appears as their champion trial. As you can see, they're addressing this issue of people saying, hey, you just compare one vaccine to another and you don't actually know if it lowers disease or saves lives. You should use a proper placebo. So this trial, I don't know if it was cherry picked or what, but they say, here we have a saline placebo, all you naysayers. And so as you can see here, they're saying, let's look at this BMJ. If you follow the link, maybe you can see it at the moment, I'm not sure. This trial here, this BMJ one they're talking about, well, it is their champion trial, and we're apparently invited to go and have a look at it. So sadly, many more people died because they didn't get vaccinated. Well, what do they mean? I mean, what else could they mean? It appears to me as though if I hypothesize that the vaccination kills people, that it increases the mortality rate. This trial would not stand against me as evidence that I'm wrong. As you can see, the vaccinated group, 17.7 of them died. The unvaccinated, 15.9% of them died. Why is it cheered as a great experiment? Why is this their champion trial? Because it's a placebo versus vaccination trial, and because the targeted diagnosis was significantly lower in the vaccinated group. The unvaccinated group had 13 people die of the targeted diagnosis, which was pneumococcal pneumonia. The unvaccinated group, none of them had any deaths with pneumococcal pneumonia. What does that mean? If that means that the vaccination stopped pneumococcal pneumonia and that alone, we'd have to expect, and I know things don't just work like that, but theoretically we could expect 13 less deaths in the unvaccinated group, but instead we've got 13 more, but instead we've got 9 less. So now we've got a discrepancy of up in the 20s. For deaths that's around 80. To me that's significant if we consider that the vaccine did nothing but lower pneumococcal pneumonia. But I think it's obvious that the body is not so black and white for us to just set up some goalposts and say that diagnosis, boom, inject some stuff into the body, oh, that diagnosis was lowered, oh, we're great, even though more people died who received the injection. The fact that this is on Vaxopedia.org, which is a notorious vaccination website, to me is just, I don't know what the word for that is. We need to go to Germany for that. To me, I would actually add the note that if you inject someone with something, maybe a vaccine, whatever, perhaps you will alter the general course of disease for that human in general. Perhaps instead of developing pneumococcal pneumonia, they ended up getting liver cancer. Maybe their body couldn't afford to do this lung refurbishment or even try. Rather than try that way, it tried a different way and died a different way quicker. I'm being unreasonably hard on these vaccine trials. I don't think it's unreasonable because we've got this prevailing belief that they save lives, and here I am showing everyone the most notorious versions of this proof that they save lives. and every one of them is assailable. Not one of them do we have a clear-cut example of a vaccinated group having a lower rate of disease. Just when we set up the goalposts and say that's what we're aiming for, sometimes we get it through. But the natural goalposts, the God-given ones of just lowering disease, lowering illness, mortality, we can't actually get it through those goalposts. We've got to make shift our own and say, hey, everyone, the world's black and white. We've figured it all out. If we can lower a targeted diagnosis, even if more people died, it's all good. We've done our job. We don't need to lower disease per se, even with this technique per se of vaccination, with any animal per se, any kind of organism. No, we don't need to do that apparently to have a booming industry.